Old friends are like old memories. They always remind you of your past, and we are reminding ourselves of the past episodes from this week of Good Company for the best of Good Company with me, Hollie Taylor. You're listening to Good Company right here on Joy Radio, and thank you so much for joining me here today. You know, I saw a really heartbreaking situation over the weekend. It was a mom and just struggling with the little baby. He was maybe one, just, that very young age. They're a handful, and I just felt like she needed some encouragement. You know, when you look at someone and you just see in their eyes that they're just having a bit of a rough go? So I just wanted to challenge you today to look at the people around you. Look at their eyes. What are they saying to you without saying any words? Encouraging words can help people just get the strength to survive the day. For our kids and families and coworkers, it can provide and improve confidence. It shows support. It can help reduce stress in everyday situations and in really challenging, difficult moments. Genuine encouragement is specific, it's tailored to the situation and that person's relationship with you. So I just want to encourage you. Maybe God's placed someone on your heart that could use some encouragement, and maybe you don't really know what they're going through. Today's the day. Pick up the phone, take a deep breath, and this is me encouraging you to follow what God is saying for you to say to that person. I mean, it could be, you got this, or encouragement in, you know what, you deserve support. Isn't it wild how sometimes we forget that we are worthy of support? So let's see who we can encourage today. It's Hollie Taylor, and in France, they're doing something that I think we should have already done. They have put a ban on planned obsolescence, which makes sense. I mean, think about some of the devices, some of the appliances that you used back in the day and how they don't seem to want to stop working. You want to upgrade them, and yet they just keep on ticking, where you buy a new one within a year, 2 years, or literally 10 days after the warranty expires. It breaks down. Why is that? In a lot of cases, it's planned. Yes. Oh, that just hurts the pocketbook and the heart. So in France, they're saying, no, build it to last. We don't want things just to break because you built them to break. And when you think about some of the incredible feats that humans have done over the years, imagine if they built it to break down. We would not have half the history we have now. So a lot of good reasons to build things to last. Maybe there's something in your house that has literally lasted forever, like it's still working. My dad gave me a air popcorn popper. I'm going to say probably 40 years ago. I've had it for a long time, and it still works. And now I make popcorn out of it for my kids. It's a nice little family tie there. I love it. So what are some of those things that still are working in your house, maybe even in spite of you wanting to get rid of them? It's Hollie Taylor, and I have an incredible guest today here on Good Company. I'm so excited. Cindy Chan is an incredible young woman, and she is entering into the world of not just aviation, but missions, married into aviation, and how the missionaries and food and supplies can get into areas. Well, transportation has to happen, and she is going to be on the front line of that before she knows it. Cindy, thanks for being a part of our show today. And we've been talking about chasing your talents and not your dreams. But you were able to marry some passion, some talent in aviation. So talk to me about your faith and missions and getting involved into this world of aviation.
Oh man, I think ultimately it was just thinking, well, my passion in aviation is so tied to my faith. For me to know that there's an organization specifically that takes this very unique industry and brings it in with global missions. Just thinking how often we think about global missions as, doctors, church plants, things like that, but rarely do you think about the transportation. And I think it's beautiful because in every aspect or in every industry, there are opportunities for to be missional. And so I think this was great and opportunity showed up. So I took it.
Such a great example of being able to follow your passion, your talents. And soon she'll be living her dreams, exploring the world. But there's also an interesting part of her story. She has overcome motion sickness. Can you imagine trying to be a pilot or a part of the aviation world in any capacity and you have motion sickness? Make sure you check out our podcast to find out more about Cindy Chan and how she overcame this. Was it a God thing? Might have been, but you'll only be able to find out more about her story when you go to any of the places that have podcasts. Download the Joy Radio podcast and look for our conversation there. Plus, you can find the video version of it on our YouTube channel. It's Joy Radio TV. Hollie Taylor, and I am calling this the cat calming effect. That's right, the cat calming effect. You might be thinking, we're even talking about Hollie because cats do not calm me. A lot of people would think a dog is more calming, but apparently when your cat headbutts your face, they are using pheromones to help you calm down as well. The behavior is known as bunting, and this is how your cat marks you as their family. They release potent, comforting pheromones from specific scent glands that are located directly on their cheeks. And these chemicals actually serve to physically lower the stress in their environment, which would also be you. And while we can't smell these consciously, the brain biologically detects them instantly. They trigger an immediate reduction in cortisol and a massive spike in human oxytocin. So if you've got a cat, your cat is actually actively altering your central nervous system's emotional baseline. I know, say that 5 times fast, but it's true. Cats only behave this way on individuals they completely trust. So if you are having your cat headbutt you, that is a beautiful sign. It's an intimate, vulnerable act. And it chemically weaves you and your feline friend together. You are their safe space and their ultimate protector. So it's a beautiful thing in these situations. And you both win. Your cat feels safe and you will feel less stressed. Hollie Taylor here, and a really great conversation was held between our very own from the Drive, James Curtis, and Bart from Mercy Me, as I Can Only Imagine 2 in theaters. And they had just a wonderful time talking about the movie, life, having it all together. Here's a little inside scoop into part of their conversation.
Now, I would have thought that an established Christian artist such as yourself would have it all together already.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we definitely have it all together. No, man, the reason I'm a Christian artist is because my therapy is working out all these hard things through, like, songwriting is my therapy. And you know, it's people are like, "Oh man, you write these songs that bring us hope." And I'm like, yeah, it's a little more selfish than that, honestly. Like, I write these songs for myself, and the second they connect, whether I'm on stage or on radio, you know, it reminds me that I'm not alone, that there are people that can relate. And there's something intoxicating about that, to be able to connect on that level. But you know, I mean, the songs that mean the most to me are the songs that have gotten me through some of the hardest times of my life. Like, the day that I say I have it all together, I feel like I'm going to dry up and not have any more songs to write.
I just felt like I was a little fly on the wall there. I love that. You can hear the entire conversation between them on our podcast, which is available on all podcast platforms. Plus, you can check out the video version on our YouTube channel, which is Joy Radio TV, all one word, no spaces, and hear more about the movie and about Bart. Tarian testimony right here on Good Company. It's Hollie Taylor. An interesting reel I stumbled upon while scrolling. It was from Reese Witherspoon, and she was saying, don't chase your dreams, chase your talents. And I love that. How often have you said to someone or someone said to you, Chase your dreams, but sometimes the dream is not really in your wheelhouse. I mean, I had a dream to go on tour, but I'm not a singer. So, my talent organizing things, so I did have a chance to go on a couple of tours, but more in a management promoter perspective. So I have passions and talents, and I think when the two of those can come together, you can create dreams that are attainable. So I'm kind of curious. We're going to do a bit of a brain exercise this Friday. What are your talents? It can be hard sometimes to identify those. It's easy to find them in other people, but sometimes it's harder to see what our own unique talents are. God gave you some. God gave us all talents. What are yours? Text in 905-338-1250. There is no talent too small or too big to share today. Well, that's a wrap. Those are our favorite memories from this past week. Join me for more Good Company live every weekday from 4:30 till 6 p.m. here on Joy Radio. Oh, and don't forget, you can also catch up by subscribing to our Joy Radio podcast. If you'd like to join in on the conversation, text 905-338-1250. Thanks for listening. We'll see you on Monday.